folks, today I'm here to talk to you about the game MAGLEV Metro. So MAGLEV Metro is a game that I saw being reviewed and kicked around and stuff a bunch last year, but on first glance it really didn't appeal to me. It just didn't have really the components and the things in it that I was really interested in, but as I looked more and more, I became more and more compelled by this game and decided to go ahead and acquire it. This is a pick up and deliver game where you're constructing a rail system in the future to transport robots and later on other pedestrians to their individual areas of work. So the robots are going to like these factories and the humans are going to offices and creative places and museums and stuff like that. So with the trains and your tracks, you're going to be taking people to the places that they want to go. And once they get there, once you make your successful delivery, you can pull them off of the game board and put them onto your player board, enhancing something that you can do already, like build tracks or the capacity of your train or how many people you can pull on or let off at any given time. All the things that you can do are controlled in this player board. And you'll start with a few robots to get you started, just so you can do some things. But the trick really is to get more and more of these robots to where they're supposed to go, and then eventually the people. You'll have to use certain combinations of those robots to unlock other colors of meeples that you'll be moving around. There's really a lot of different ways to score and a lot of different ways to play on that player board, and I'm not going to bother covering all of that. It also has cards that are basically objectives within the game that'll help get you points. It's not really a point salad game, I'd say. Like, there's not a million different ways to make points, but there's a lot of different ways. And you kind of work out what's going to work best for you as you go along. I don't know, maybe people that are better at this have a strategy right out the door, but I'm always kind of like, okay, let's see kind of where we end up. And I just try to build my tracks in a logical way. As cool as this game is, it did have a few things that kind of irked me about it. One, the color, and everybody complains about this, so I'm just going to throw my hat in the ring. The color of the gold and the copper pieces are just too similar. I mean, you cannot tell them apart unless you're under pretty good light. That's not really a big deal. You can mark them up or paint them, on your own. But best of your games, if you do a reprint, please fix that. The other thing is a lot of the cardboard seemed really cheap. I mean, from the box with no insert to actual the player boards. All of mine were warped, but I ended up putting mine underneath Wasteland Express delivery service, and that's flattened them out pretty good. Another thing too is the clear tiles, which are really neat. They have clear tiles where you can lay your tracks, and they're transparent and a little bit offset so that each player can lay their tiles on the same area and you can see the different train tracks through it. So someone placing a tile there doesn't mean you can't place your tile there, on the same area to move your track through the same kind of place. And that's really neat, and they're offset just a little bit, so most of the time you can see the other track. Sometimes you have to wiggle it just a little bit. The other thing that happens though that's kind of annoying is they don't always fit. Like, to me, it would have been better if it was a little bit of a looser fit than to like really fit in there, because sometimes they're just wedged up and you can't get the tracks to lay flat. It's never been such a problem that it makes it an unenjoyable thing to play. We've played this several times and we're just kind of like, oh well, that doesn't work. It's really interesting when you're playing this game too and you realize you're about to run out of a particular resource. Like, you're looking over here, there's a station with the color stuff you need to complete some little thing that you're doing on your board, and you're just not going to be able to get there in time. There's a lot of like moments like that in this game. So overall, I think it's a great game. It's definitely worth buying and checking out. Do be warned that maybe some of the components aren't as nice as they ought to be, and I would be really excited if they eventually made like a deluxe version where they kind of went through and fixed all that. I think for the price point though, it's not bad. It's not a bad game. There's nothing that makes this unplayable or unfun to play even. It's a cool game and definitely worth checking out. And that's all I got for this game. If you'd like to see more of my reviews, you can check them out right here. If you'd like to see what YouTube thinks you'll enjoy a lot, you can click right here. Be sure to subscribe. I'd love to see you again. Enjoy your games. I'll see you soon.